Hey traders, hope you're having a wonderful weekend Saturday. Hope you're getting ready for Memorial Day. But just in this video, I wanted to just look through some altcoins, just spacebar through them, and just see what's happening. But first off, did want to talk about, like, we're just looking at NEO, okay? And we're looking at the 1754 area. That is November 7th, okay? So that is where everything crashed for Bitcoin and the whole market. All right, so really comparatively, Bitcoin's performance since this crash has exceeded almost all the other altcoins. Okay, like Bitcoin, if this was 6,500. Okay, that's where Bitcoin started crashing. All right, 6,500. Think about where we are now on Bitcoin, way up here, much higher. But these altcoins are still not even threatening their previous highs, and this isn't even a discernible daily swing high. This is just, hey, where the crash started, right? So the retrace from the crash, you've only retraced like 62% of the way twice, and that's it. All right, so hey man, Bitcoin, it's Bitcoin season, hasn't it been that this year? It really has. Even with these alts, some doing well. And the thing is, like Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin, big exceptions. That's why we talked about Nvidia's in the past, like with those two. They actually follow Bitcoin a lot stronger, and so you've seen that correlate in price action for Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash. So I mean, Litecoin went from $22 to $100, and Bitcoin Cash was also, like, what did it go from, like, I think under $100 or something all the way up to like $400. So those had Bitcoin, and those two have done exceptionally well. There's also another, and that's called Binance. Those have just been like the top performers this year, I think. So, but just wanted to start it off with that and just say, remember, these altcoins aren't really doing that great. I mean, even though they are recovering, it's just because the macro is recovering. So you're in an uptrend for now, but who cares? I mean, yeah, that's great, dude. But in order to reverse your overall trend, which I'm sorry to say, your overall trend is very bearish right now. In order to break that, you must break discernible overhead resistance points, and we haven't done any of that on NEO yet, not once. Okay, so you can't get too excited about NEO until we break 24 bucks, and then we run up, and then we can start testing, $39, $40. Then after that, you've got $57. Come on, man, right? And then you've got $90. You just haven't really begun to do anything on NEO, even though, hey man, we got as low as like 550, and now we're at 1139. That's okay. I mean, that's okay. That's not very good. All right, so comparative to some of these other assets. But all right, zoomed in though, right? A less zoomed out view, just talking about what's kind of happening. I don't know, man. They all look like kind of triangles going on right now, and like some of them look closer to descending triangles than they do to symmetrical triangles, right? Do you see this? Right, you got an upsloping support and downsloping resistance. You got slightly higher lows and much lower highs, right? So yeah, soon you will be facing decision time, right? Whether it's going to be, will we break this price contraction to the upside or downside? Probably has to do with Bitcoin. And even if Bitcoin, breaks that 8,400 area, breaks 8,500, runs to 9,500, I could bet you these assets probably won't do near as well as Bitcoin, because they haven't before this year, right? It is, some alts, right? Just a few have done exceptionally well, with Bitcoin doing well, but this one just not. I mean, say Bitcoin runs up to 10K, I mean, this one will probably just run up to 1381 again, or maybe even $15, right? Okay, that's like nothing compared to the gains that some of the other altcoins are seeing. All right. But here's one that has not needed Bitcoin at all. No beta to the macro. All right, this thing has just been exceptional. It's been a specimen, all right, of an altcoin, a crypto specimen, BNB. All right, so where are we right now? Well, you zoom out all the way. You can see your previous all-time high to that December 15th low for the market. High to low, that's how we fibbed. We Fibonacci'd, all right? Anchor point 1 and 2. And that gives us fib extensions. That actually gives us targets when there is nothing but outer space, all right? So we exceeded the 1272, the 127% retrace at $30.83. We have now exceeded the 1414 fib extension at $33.82. We actually have held it and back tested it, while there's a trend line up here too we're also hitting. But you've exceeded that. The next target is $38.10. That's the 1618 way up here. That's the golden mean ratio, the 161.8% retrace. So interesting. I mean, will BNB just keep on floating on up like that, or will it sell off and hit the bottom of the channel before rallying again to hit that third target, or will it ever hit the third target, right? And you always got to ask the question, what would happen if you broke the 1618, major 1618? Okay, there's no other way to get a Fib. This is like, there can be no doubt this is the way that any market maker would fib this, okay, to get these targets. And if you ever broke 1618, man, you realize there's no like fib extension until like $59 at the 2618. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. We'll start talking about that stuff if or when we ever break the 1618 in a video or a stream. But yeah, man, this one's been doing. This one's been different. It's been walking to a different beat than the rest of these altcoins and even Bitcoin. Okay, all-time highs, BNB. Okay, ONT. I feel like the move up was too steep for us to develop to have any kind of valid downslipping resistance. Or was it this it, man? No, that didn't work. Would this be it? I don't know. So we're not. It's just too steep. So you just have to look kind of what's happening. You've got a potential double bottom developing. We've seen that before, haven't we? The textbook, beautiful double bottom. This is the one that should be in books, textbooks around the world. Okay, but you're just forming a similar pattern, but it's not real yet. It's all potential until we break above $1.44. If you break that, it's a confirmed double bottom. And hey, man, you had nice Class B, Class A bullish divergence. That's good, man. So impulse up. It looks like you're kind of pinnating on a shorter time scale. Could be just bullishly consolidating, getting ready to run again to the upside. Okay, might make your next move to 144, 145, all depending on the macro. Bitcoin can't dump. Bitcoin dumps, this thing's going down, right? Here's Monero. All right, just looking at Monero to the US dollar tether, right? It was range bound, broke out, made the measure move of the range right from the bottom to top from the breakout, exceeded it. Now you're kind of right where it was, that measure move. So remember, anytime you have a rectangle or anytime you have some sort of like range, a quick way to get a target if you break out of that bullishly is just to measure the size of the range, and then you just measure from the breakout, and that'll give you a good target. Of course, we exceeded that, but look where we sold off tremendously, fell below it. So would you be happy here? But how would you know to sell up here, right? So, I mean, look where we are. We're very slightly above where that measure move was of a trade you could have taken, right? So just whatever, man. Just what is this about, man? Education, fun, empowering others. Okay, so symmetrical triangle on XMR is very clear. I mean, you've got two reaction lows, two reaction highs. So measure move wherever you want to go. And there's another one that just has not done anything compared to what Bitcoin's done in terms of performance percentages of gains, right? So let's see. I mean, measure move the upside 108.65. Measure move the downside because it's a neutral pattern. Got to wait for confirmation. Move the downside be 63.15. This is a make or break type triangle you can see on the 4 hour. Clear as day, right? In there. Dash, I don't know. We were looking at this on the 60-minute a bunch. Like, this doesn't even make sense on the 4 hour. I guess it does, but it doesn't. We definitely did not plot this on the 4 hour. Definitely 60 minutes. So, you had a triangle and it played out brilliantly, right? You had a measured move, impulse up. You consolidated, and then just look, man. That's what I'm talking about. And I don't think you hit it. You were close, but you got pretty freaking close if you ask me, man. I mean, that's like $1 off or something, right? $1.50 off. Not too bad. But that's like, measure moves are not supposed to be perfect, man. Okay, sometimes they are, which is crazy, but sometimes they're just not, and you'll be off just a little bit. And that's it, man. Okay, so let's readjust here. I don't think we need this pattern anymore. Thank you for your job, for showing it. Thank you for, technical analysis, helping us be able to identify that stuff. It's great, man. All right. So really, what's happening? I don't know. It looks like there's a downside resistance. Looks like there's just a miniature little flag or channel going on. You could almost argue it's a descending broadening wedge, barely, like just barely, man. All right, but who cares? The main thing, the most important thing is the downside resistance that you see where, we've created our touch point, we sold off, we ran up again, we touched it again, we bearishly engulfed. And now we're below the moving averages on Dash, right? So you must break 157. But if you could, your first target would be 176.09. And then your second target, pretty easy. You just go from the height of the structure to the low point. Your 1272 will be your second target at 184.84. Okay, that's it, man. That's your dash in the short term. Some nice bullish convergence going on. A low on price, a slightly higher, or no, much higher low on price with almost no negative momentum. That's good. You don't want to see much negative momentum when you sell off. So good news, man. This is remember the trend you're in. This whole macro is bullish right now. So bearish stuff is not going to be as reliable. Even if it works out, there's a higher percentage chance it won't work out the way you want it to. Okay, remember that's called counter trend trading, and it's hard. It's very difficult, and there's a lot of failure involved with it. Okay, when you're in a bull trend, you look for bullish patterns and you trade the bullish patterns. That's what one would do if they wanted to be more successful. Okay, in a bear trend, what are you looking for? You're looking for bearish ciphers. You're looking for rising wedges. You're looking for bear pull, bear flag combinations, right? Ascending broadening wedge. You're looking for those to short. But in bullish markets, man, I'm sorry, it's not 2018 anymore. Not right now. Litecoin, we did the static video on Litecoin yesterday. It was so amazing how it played out, right? We talked about both scenarios. We said the cup with handle, right? That was the bullish pattern and the bullish trend that you've been in since December. And then we said there's the potential scrubby head and shoulders, but remember, I wouldn't put much weight on that because why? A bearish pattern and a bullish trend is not your friend. So all we did was hit that neckline again and said nope, and just exploded to the upside, ran all the way back up to over $100. And here we are sitting at 101.15. We've been using $100 for support for, I don't know, good 16 plus hours now. So we'll see how this holds. But cup with handle, I mean, look, if that's the neckline, whatever, the cup with handle, I mean, the measured move in time could yield you all the way up to 127, 128. And that makes sense because that's a small overhead resistance back from June 2nd. Okay. Interesting, man. Let's go. Litecoin Connect. Oh, EOS, man. So beautiful. I mean, this channel is so nice. Isn't it? I mean, you just got to be like, sit back and nod your head, put your hand on your chin. Be like, dang, dude, this is a pretty lit channel. Nice uptrend. And look how we had overhead resistance. We broke it, then back tested it with a double bottom. We used it as support. That is such good news, man. Look where we are. All right. If you can ever get back above this area, man. All right. Just remember, I mean, there is resistance here. Yeah, there is some. But the next overhead resistance is at like $9.30 to $9.40. Way up here. So if you could ever get back above this and this resistance, man, could be a nice smooth move up. Green pastures to like $9. All right. Let's zoomed in. It just looks, like a potential double bottom. See, you hit the neckline, the resistance, and you couldn't make anything happen. That's okay. That's okay. It looks like a descending scallop, right? The scallop is descending, right? Ascending scallop would look like this, right? It's like the inverted J. Okay, so these patterns aren't very reliable, but this is bullish despite anything, even though it's not a good pattern. Bulkowski hates these patterns, man. The scallops. The only time a scallop is good is when it's an ascending scallop, and it only is good as a bearish reversal pattern, according to him. So I don't know, but hey, man. So that just means you got a bullish, potential scrubby bullish pattern in a bull trend. So would like to see us break $6.58 on EOS. If we break it, we got a confirmed double bottom. The measure moves way up at the top of the channel at $7.37. There you go, man. All right, divergence to boot. Very nice. Tron, I don't know, man. This is the one I've been looking. I don't keep up with this one. Let me go to Tron to Bitfinex real quick. Do a daily. Okay, yeah, very simple here on Tron. I mean, it's been just for so long now, like all year. All year it has been unable to break 3.02 to 3.1489 cents. You just can't break it, man. Every time you hit it, you fail. And there's a reason. I mean, there's overhead resistance that you've created. Look left. I mean, this is back to February 2018, March 2018, April 2018. Like, just really tough to break. There's not enough buying pressure to get us above this area. Too much selling pressure up here. So that's okay. That's really fine. I mean, look, it's like inverse head and shoulder stuff, but even better because the right shoulder, if you want to call it that, it's Doesn't have to be called that. You should call it a Momo shift, man. Like lows to lowest low to higher lows. That's very, very bullish. And we really know the momentum shifted because we anchored from 1 and 2 on the bottom and 3 on the top. We broke it, and look what's happened ever since. You haven't been making lower lows, have you? No. So that's why we plot channels anyway. So if you could ever break 3.1489 cents on Tron Connect, you could see smooth sailing up to 3.9 cents all the way up to 5.6 cents. That is the golden zone from our major discernible swing high to low. That is it. That's the range. Okay, that's where you commonly retrace before reversing your price action to the downside. We haven't done anything but hit the 23% retrace. Okay, just letting us know that this swing low is valid from our high here to low point. Okay, that's Tron, man. Let me see where I was at. Okay, let's go to IOTA real quick. Okay, IOTA, man. Oh, it's been devastated on the BTC pair. It's terrible. It was like kind of promising. But here's the thing, man. IOTA, from its major discernible swing high to low, has hit a 38% retrace. So, but, you know, in the short term, we'll go to the 4 hour, because we've been looking at these on the 4 hour. It's a beautiful little triangle, but, I mean, symmetrical, right? And so it could go either way, man. It could, dude, you want to wait for confirmation on these neutral patterns, even if the trend is bullish, because I'm just telling you, dude, though the macro is bullish, is IOTA to the US dollar this really bullish? It's not. It's really not. Yeah, you're making higher lows. That's great, man. And here's the thing. Like, we are at an overhead resistance. Okay, we broke it, actually. And we've just been unable to sustain prices above it. And now it's potentially a resistance. So that's not good. You need to use these as supports. Just get out of that. Get back above 38.57 cents, stay above it, and then break out of this bullishly and run to the next fib node, the 50% retrace at 50 cents roughly. Okay, that's what needs to be done. If you can ever sustain prices above this, I do think that, again, you could have that run because there's no real overhead resistance still up here, even though there is some resistance we stalled at. I mean, in the fib node itself, that's exactly why we stalled. 38% retrace. You reversed your price action, but to the extent of how much you reverse your price action was not too bad. It turned it just to a consolidation pattern and can go either way. If we want to do targets on IOTA, sure, man. If it broke to the upside... Oh, no, dude. Hold on. If it broke to the upside, measure move going to put you around 51 cents. Measure move the downside will break you, dude. It will break you. You'll be a peasant again, and it will put you right back down to 24.79 cents, which, guess what? Pretty decent low-risk entry area, just saying, since we've seen it before, right? Range-bound, kind of. So, hey, man, I mean, some of these alts have been devastated, and they have barely recovered, and that doesn't mean you're bullish. I mean, at least Bitcoin's breaking overhead resistance consistently, and that's what signifies an uptrend, in my opinion, is when you break overhead resistance consistently, you then back test it as support, and then you rally again, and then you break overhead resistance again, and then you hold it as support, and then you do it again and again and again. And these altcoins have not done that. Only a few have. All right? So that's it, man. I mean, like, I guess we could look at Zcash. Right, Zcash, same thing, right? Down sloping channel, double lower low, double bottom, beautiful. Broke out, measure moving all hit. You've stayed outside of the down sloping structure you were once held within. You actually back tested it as support, which is very good news, if you ask me. All right, so this inherently neutral pattern looks like also some sort of potential double bottom, but we're not really doing much. You are facing that resistance. You can't break it, but the impulse up and the down sloping consolidation looks really good. So maybe we could break out here. All right, and if we broke out, your minimum target for any kind of breakout trade on this would be, you know, 100% retrace at like 82, 83. And if you could ever break above that, your secondary target would be like 86, 60. Okay, so we have not done that yet. So look over Bitcoin. I don't know when these alts are going to have, you know, if they are even. I mean, like, will these alts ever catch up with Bitcoin's performance this year for 2019? That's a good question. Highly speculative. No one really knows, but it'd be cool to hear what you think. Do you think these altcoins will catch up in performance to Bitcoin for the year? If you do, let me know in the description below, or you can the chat box or whatever the F it's called these days. Okay. Also, if you enjoyed this, static video on these altcoins. Hit that like button, that bell, that sub. Again, I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. So I will see y'all live in just a little while. Until then, respect the TA.